This build, oh my god, it's so busted! What the hell were the devs thinking here? Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Look at this damage. It's not even a fight. This is a royal beating. Who is the monster here? What the heck? I'm just kidding. This build is total trash. But hey, wait, wait, wait! Don't go away! Jesus, you're so fast at jumping boat. We are doing Dclone again, but legit this time. And who knows, maybe we'll get a surprise to go pick to save my honor, you know? Let's be honest, you thought you were special with your shiny Hydra sorceress? You felt great because you could clear maps in under 6 minutes with combustion? You left yourself bathed into the inferno of your own sweat by pressing a skill and burning everything to ashes with a single click. So basically, you know it's possible to run Diablo with a Hydra sorcerer, but it's extremely dangerous to do so, right? You just don't have the life pool to think that safely. Well, I present to you the Hydramon. I mean, the Hydradin. With this build, you can clear Diablo clone with minimal gear. Although I did push the build a bit further since I wanted to see what content it could actually clear. No, we aren't reaching sorceress levels of fire damage, but there is one thing going for us, an HP pool and insane resistance. You want to clear Diablo clone but you are a bit sparse on gear? Try the Hydradin. Please note that I am not used to this fight and I take unnecessary damage pretty often. Hello and welcome back, I am ChugThatEstus and we are back with another crazy build. This is a request build and this time the request comes from... Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to murder your name here, but I'm gonna give it a try. Pedro Grindeo. I am truly sorry. If you can leave a comment and just write down how you pronounce that, that would be appreciated. Oh, and by the way, this is the guy who keeps up to date the catalog of builds from the Porject Diablo 2. So if you want to give it a look, there's quite a bunch of builds in there, and I will leave a link to that in the video description. So let's jump right into it, and we are going straight to Diablo clone. Alright, as I mentioned earlier, I am not really used to this fight yet, and I tend to take a lot of damage which I could be avoiding. But here's a rough fight with a strange build. First thing, stay away from the lightning. You don't want anything to do with it, it doesn't taste good, it's not fluffy enough to stand in it, and the breath smells is super nasty. Also, whenever you can, try to detonate the bone spirits away from your safe zones, because the fire damage is kind of a pain to deal with, and it tends to leave 6 scars on your super smooth baby ass skin. And trust me, your girl will adore you for that silky smooth bum, so don't let that monstrous bastard do anything to it. Okay, on a side note, the way you want to play this is very simple. Turn on fire resistance aura, cast 3 Hydras, then swap to conviction. The Hydras will gain the fire damage from the resistance aura, and you will not lose it once you swap to conviction. This will prevent the fight from lasting an eternity, and once you reach Diablo half point HP, the fight starts to get pretty hectic. Dodge the meteors as much as you can, stand behind the pillars to block the Nova, detonate the spirits in the open, and try to cast your Hydras while doing all that stuff. Also don't forget to return to fire resistance to cast the Hydra for the extra damage, which will pretty much double it. Sadly, from my testing, the Hydradin isn't really viable outside of Diablo clone. Yes, you can clear maps with it, you can clear most content in the game, but it's not really convenient to do so. Meteor is also pretty annoying to place properly, and the damage shy away from 10k damage, which isn't really ideal when you can play a source and reach much higher than that. And you know what? Sorcerers don't even use Meteor, because Terror kills are much better. Even with the sped up Meteor animation, it's not quite up there. In my opinion, there are a few ways we could improve Meteor. First, increase the amount of them falling down. Let's just say 2 meteors at level 20 and 3 meteors at level 30. Maybe increase the amount of physical damage slightly, and make the average fire damage a bit better so weak monsters could actually die from walking into it. And I believe this will be a nice starting point to at least try to balance it better than it is actually, because combustion just outshines it in every single way. Also, the Hydras could use a little buff in my opinion, probably to their attack speed. Maybe casting 4 of them at level 30 will help, but I don't play caster sorceress a lot. Maybe I am totally wrong with this one, but I felt like Hydras were pretty lackluster. They just take too long to clear packs. I know you can cast Hydras and spam Meteor or Fireball, but that's a lot of skill management, especially when you can simply cast Combustion and do so much more with it. But yes, I think improving their attack speed will go a long way. And the Dragon Skill Chill I think is a pretty special idea. I truly like what they tried to do with it, and I think it needs a little more. I would increase the fire damage from maybe 15-20 to 20-25, and even increase the Hydra level to 25. This will make the build feel a bit more decent, I guess, or perhaps just adding +2 to fire skills will help. But hey, I'm just a human trying to do some weird builds out there. Maybe there is a much better way and much more efficient to do this. It will be pretty cool to find a way to make it into at least an A tier build rather than a meme one. But that's just my honest opinion, and perhaps somebody can help us out with this build. And now is that time of the year when we cover the boring stuff. So starting with the trang'oul, ideally you want a +1 skill corruption with 2 sockets. We're using this set for the fire mastery. As for the sockets, you want to throw fire facets into them. That's the best solution to increase your damage, because let's be honest here, it's kinda lackluster. Then damage wise, the best in slot amulet is Seraph's In, +1 skill corruption. It increases both our defensive and our fire mastery skill, which is the most damage bonus we will get from any amulet. The shield is Dragon Scale. Well, you know, we can donate this one to cast Hydras. Cause unless you are playing a sorceress, you ain't getting away with it if you aren't wearing this. And the best in slot boots for Dclone, the Hot Spurs. Yep, there's not much else to say about those boots. I am also using a Stone of Jordan. It gives a ton of mana and a great +1 skill. Our source of Cannot Be Frozen is a trang'oul belt. More resistances, mana and life. This is a pretty decent belt, and you know, we need to finish that trang'oul set to have our +6 to fire mastery. Trang'oul armor with a skill corruption. It also gives decent resistances. The weapon is Earth of the Oak. In my opinion, it's the best in slot for Hydras. As for Meteor, we have a swap weapon that is much better. But yeah, 3 skill, resistances, replenish life, it's hard to beat. And for the gloves, obviously we are using trang'oul to complete the set to get the fire mastery and meteor skill. Finishing with Raven Frost for the cold absorb, as Diablo clone Nova is pretty rough on the HP pool without it, so you kinda need to use one at least. I will consider 2 even. The green charms are defensive aura skillers to boost our fire resistance aura, as it also increases our fire skill damage. As for the small charms, try to go for resistances to overcap them, as Diablo clone reduces them by 50 I think. So ideally you want at least 120 fire resist. And if you got lucky and rolled some resistance corruption on the rest of your gear, well, good for you, go for some HP small charms instead. If they have some resistance as well, it's even better. Then to clear outer content, we have Tier Hound boots. Because it gives +2 to defensive auras. Why else? Replace the Raven Frost with another Stone of Jordan, and the last piece, Mason Staff, with 6 sockets and 6 fire facets. Overall, with the staff on, we gain around 1.2k meteor damage. While it's not much, 1.2k on low damage is actually a lot. Oh, and by the way, let's keep this between you and me, but I will not suggest using this build for anything besides Dclone. Because you see, fire immunes are somewhat a frequent encounter in this game, and let's just say it reduces our potential quite a bit. On top of that, Meteor is annoying to position, and fire damage isn't really good enough. I'd rather attack 2 slows to clear content and call it a day. I will not tell you what to do, but you may want to, you know, use your hard-earned currency somewhere else. But hey, at the end of the day, you are free to do whatever you want with your own items, you know. If you want to have some fun with this and make an Hydradin, go ahead, I will not stop you. But as they say, better be safe than sorry, and the more you know. Yep. Alright guys, this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have some suggestion how to improve this build or to create a new build that you would like to see and hasn't been done before, just leave a comment and I will look into that. If you are unsubscribed, now is a good time to do so. And until then, see you next time. Bye bye.